It's week 6 of the NFL. We'll get a look at Joe Burrow. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Bengals and the Ravens, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio, sellout crowd has arrived at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson, partner. This should be a good one here in the month of October. Got a couple of teams playing good football to get this season going.
And all offseason, Mike, coaches and teams, they talk about the importance of starting the season strong. And here in this matchup for early in the year, we have our first look at two teams that have started off strong. They're playing winning football. They're starting to really understand what their identity is as a team. And for this stage of the season, this is one of the better matchups we've seen so far, and it's going to go a long way continuing to unravel who are the teams we're going to be talking about come the end of the regular season.
Here's Evan McPherson. And off we go here in Cincinnati. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line. 3rd down and 9. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Ten yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Bateman is the motion man. Jackson now on 2nd down. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. In motion comes Andrews. On 3rd down, Jackson. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Set to go now on 1st and 10. One of the tight ends in motion right. Jackson up top again. He runs with it. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Now Jackson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. They'll motion over Flowers. On play action, here's Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And the Ravens are going to be looking at a first and goal. They move it down to the 4. To the air one more time with Jackson. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Traylon Burks, the intended receiver. And it'll be second and goal. He'll send a tight end in motion right. Off the play fake. Jackson. Under pressure, and now he's going to go down back at the 8-yard line.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that.
It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. His 6th touchdown now for the season. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Next the score, Ravens 7, Bengals nothing.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This is fielded inside the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021. National champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Moore going in motion. Here comes the jet sweep. And that one shut down right away. Good pressure on the backside. The defense stops him for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. A first down there. Gain of 14 yards.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Here's a first carry for their running back. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
Throw across his body is complete. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. Burrow. That's complete to Moore on the right side. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal.
At the Ravens' 4-yard line.
They go play action for Burrow. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And now they'll be looking at 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be stopped. He gets 2 down to the 2-yard line, but now it's 4th down.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force 4th down.
They'll try it now with Moss. A dive, and he's in! Zach Moss. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. Look there. He comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down. The tackle's made it about the 38-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. In motion comes Andrews. 2nd down, Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Bateman is the motion man. A 1st down throw for Jackson. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The man in motion is Burks. Again, it's Jackson. Now he'll run.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Lamar going to work for the pistol. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, The defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Play action now. Jackson. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll get this out wide.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes
to the goal line and in. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Makes the score Ravens 14, Bengals 7.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This one taken at the 7. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. He's putting together a very strong first half of the season. Currently the NFL leader in touchdown passes. Play action now. It's Burrow. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First down throw for Burrow. That's to the right side and incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
The Bengals ready to punt this one away. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Quick hitting slant there. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Bateman is the motion man. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains. Jackson out of the pistol. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Jackson. He fumbled the football. The Bengals have got it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They bring Chase in motion. Burrow now to throw on 1st down. This is caught at the 2. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Here's Burrow. He's got his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Bengals. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense getting set to get back to work. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. The man in motion is Burks. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Off he goes. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Jackson going to keep it himself. And maybe the quarterback should have given that one away. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. And the pistol, Jackson ready. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. They'll motion a tight end right. On third down, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Out is Justin Tucker to try the field goal. This one from 41 yards out. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now a toss play, running left. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Here's 3rd and 2. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That is caught. Finding Higgins. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Now, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on 3rd and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the first down. If you decide to air it out, everything short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. That's to his tight end, Eric All. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That's good for 27 and a 1st down. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. On 1st down, Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. So here's a chance to take the lead going into the locker room. It's 1st and goal. He'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. Backed up to the 3. It's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's hauled in at the 2.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but...
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Fourth down, and the Bengals will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try. This, about as short as you can get. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals have tied it at 17.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
A return now from the 4. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. Jackson. A throw. Left side. Caught by Andrews.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Rashad Bateman, the intended target. It's 2nd down. Jackson up top again. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. So we have reached halftime here in this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover, where you see the final score there. Jaden Daniels, excellent in the victory, as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year.